This is a Memphis-style blues lick in the style of B.B. King, one of the giants of Memphis blues, obviously. If you're into blues music at all, or even if you're not, you've probably heard of B.B. King. Really famously individual style of guitar playing. Lots of holding on to the root note and then just giving it a vibrato. So this is kind of playing into that a little bit. So we're in the key of C here. So we're starting on our C note, 13th fret on the second string. And then we're going to come down to 14th fret on the third string. And then we're going to do a bend on the 15th fret. We're going to do basically the same lick. We're going to do a little lead in where we slide up from the 12th fret to the 14th fret on the third string here. And then we do the same thing. And now we're over the 4 chord, so the F chord in the key of C. So we're going to change the lick just slightly to acknowledge that fact. So we start with the same lead in. And then when we do the bend, we're actually going to go 16th fret. So we're hitting the flat 3 and bending up a half step to the 3. And then when we get back to the 1 chord, the C chord, we're going to do the same lick that we did at the beginning. So let's put that all together over the backing track. This is a cool lick to really explore, just kind of in the style of B.B. King, just really letting those notes kind of speak for themselves. There's not a whole lot of like really quick playing, but a lot of attitude in the playing itself. So one thing to really pay attention to here is when you start the bend, because that makes a big difference. Instead of doing, you do. So you can kind of wait just a second, just delay the bend a little bit, and it kind of leads into that sound. So practice that, get that under your fingers, and we'll see you in the next lesson. This is more of a straight kind of, it's funny because he's a Memphis guitar player. This is kind of almost got a New Orleans vibe to it. So you can see there's a lot of cross-pollination between these styles. This is a very repetitive lick that we're going to kind of change as the chords change underneath. So we're in the key of F. So we're starting on an F note here, first string on the first fret. Then we're going to hit 4th fret. So we're hitting our flat 3 note here, 4th fret on the top string. Back down to our F, and then down 4th fret on the 2nd string. And then we're going to go 1st fret to 2nd fret on the 3rd string. All right, and then we do that again. And then when we move to the 4 chord, we're going to change it just slightly. So it starts the same. And then instead of doing the 1 to 2, we just hit the 1st fret on the 3rd string. And you can do a little vibrato with that. And then back to our original lick when we go back to the 1 chord. And we're going to change it just slightly again when we go to the 5 chord here, the C chord in the key of F. So we go 1st fret, 4th fret, and then 1st fret again. And then we're going to hit 3rd fret on the 1st string. So that's the change. And then we're going to do a quick hammer on 1st fret to 3rd fret. So you can hear that over top of the kind of outlining that C chord a little bit. And then we end with the original lick again. So this is kind of like a half lead, half rhythm kind of vibe, something that you just do over the entire chord progression. So let's put that all together and play it over top of the backing track. This is a good lick for kind of training your ear a little bit if you're not used to playing along with a track or a band. This is a good way to kind of hear the differences in the chords as they change. So we're playing the 3rd here over the 1 chord. And then when we change to the B flat chord, we kind of emphasize that flat 7 of the chord etc. So it's a cool way to kind of learn a couple of new concepts if you're not used to it, or you can just use it as a lick that you might over this kind of feel in a regular blues progression. So practice that, get it under your hands. We'll see you in the next lesson.